Sup, flappers. So, it's at that time of the month, again, where a new character is hyped beyond belief. And this time, I can say the hype has truly reached an all-time high. We got people selling off their Tesla stocks in preparation for the upcoming character in hopes of C6, and others has their tinfoil hats on so tight it's cutting blood circulation. And of course, I am talking about our boy, our man, our 2,000-year-old husbando, Xiao. So if you don't know, on the 29th of January, I am releasing a video where I will be running a giveaway for Xiao's banner. Details on how to enter will be given on that video. So mark your calendars, January 29th, that video will be out on my channel. And one of the requirements to enter the giveaway is you have to be subscribed. So if you can just take 2 seconds of your time to gently tap that subscribe button so we can carry on with the video. Thank you all so much. First and foremost, when you are farming for Xiao, do not go too hard on his ascension materials just yet. Okay, the thing with Xiao is that with the new event and boss coming, we cannot expect for the materials to be the same as in the closed beta. Currently, I'd say if you are rushing into farming all his ascension materials, you may end up burning through a bunch of resin for no reason. And this is as much as I can talk about this as I can. So do with this information what you can, okay? You can farm everything else, the hypostasis crystals and such, from the EXP books, the gold, and even farm his weapon enhancement materials if you are planning to go for his signature spear. We anticipate the spear to be on the raid up weapon banner, but hey, we won't know anything until we actually see it. Who knows, Mihoyo may be throwing curveballs at us, okay? And of course, speaking of weapons, let's go over some potential free-to-play weapons you can build for Xiao and how you'd want to prioritize which ones to get according to your playstyle. Let's start with the craftable weapons. So many, of course, will turn to the Crescent Pike as it's such a popular free-to-play option and people already have it built. But I do caution you when considering using this for Xiao, as the substat is, as you can see here, physical damage. I'd say it's a suboptimal weapon for Xiao, since Xiao does a lot of anemo damage, so ideally the best stat for a weapon would be attack percentage or critical rate. So with that said, let's move on to prototype Star Glitter. This, I would say, is a better option for Xiao, but with its energy recharge substat, it's also lacking scaling. However, if you do not have batteries for Xiao, meaning other anemo characters in your team, energy recharge weapons can be a great way to upkeep his burst skill and such, making the prototype Star Glitter a situational weapon. And of course, if we were talking about the 4-star weapons, we have to mention the BP weapon. Mobbing, check. Bossing, check. And substats, check. This is an amazing choice for Xiao. In a way, it's like a different variation of his own 5-star Jade Spear. Crit rate is a valuable stat to have for taking strain off of artifact substats. Using this weapon will allow you to build a crit damage headpiece, and on top of that, the skill is also overall great for all situations. So next on the list is the Black Cliff Pole. Now I get a lot of questions regarding this one as it's currently in the shop for 24 Star Glitter each and you can buy up to 3. The substats for this weapon is crit damage. This is interesting as it's the only spear available with a crit damage substat, but do know that for this spear, while mobbing may be absolutely phenomenal, you are going to be completely shafted when fighting bosses. The skill becomes absolutely useless, but it's still worth to consider as the skill effect is so powerful at just refinement 1, giving you a 36% attack boost after just killing 3 enemies with, of course, 12% each and stacks for 30 seconds. Pick this weapon up if you have a ton of Xiao's artifacts with high crit rate substats rolled into it, as the goal is to run 50% crit rate with as high of a crit damage as you can push it. Moving on to the 5-star options, this is where things get spicy. I'm not gonna drag it out. The 2 best options without a doubt are the Primordial Jade Winged Spirit and of course the Vortex Vanquisher. Now, the only difference between the 2 is if you are running Geo or a shield comp around Xiao. The Vortex Vanquisher actually outperforms the Jade Spear. if you are running a shield comp, let's say with ZHONGLI. Ideally, you want somebody who can have highest shield uptime. And currently, if we take into the 1.3 Geo buff and ZHONGLI buff into consideration, ZHONGLI will have by far the best shielding. However, with that said, Vortec Vanquisher to get its fullest does require a prerequisite, which is kind of tough to ask of most players. The Jade Spear is definitely easier to use. Also, we have the Skyward Spine, which is a great choice, as well as it gives some crit rate and has a powerful offensive skill, but the substat energy recharge, as mentioned previously, is not the most ideal substat. So let's say if you can choose between the Skyward Spine and the BP weapon, I'd personally choose the BP weapon. It's very powerful with its substat and the skill effect, which is great. Also, every month, as long as you have the battle pass, you can get a free refinement, so it won't take long to scale up this BP weapon. Now onwards to artifacts. The biggest discussion for artifacts currently is between, of course, our good friends Bolide, Gladiator, and of course currently for Xiao, the 2-piece Viridescent and 2-piece Gladiator. And man, let me tell you, the 4-piece Gladiator falls slightly short here, as its 4-piece effect does not affect plunge attack. So for someone like Xiao, you probably shouldn't run the entire 4-piece set. But then the same goes for the 4-piece Bolide set, which means by numerical default, we have a winner for 2-piece Viridescent and of course 2-piece Gladiator. Xiao benefits greatly from the 2-piece attack bonus and the 2-piece Anemo boost, so you can't go wrong with farming these two sets. Depending on the weapon you use, substats should be attack, sands, Anemo, cup, and crit rate or crit damage headpiece. Ideally, you'd want to run a crit damage headpiece if you want to deal the highest damage possible, but of course, you want at least 50% crit rate, or else it's just not reliable enough and you actually end up losing damage. And finally, I have to address those who are pulling Xiao regardless of what I have said. I wish you all the best of luck. Hey, go get him. You got this. Now, for those who are here for some advice, I'm sure a lot of you are conflicted and others confused with all the Xiao content out there right now. I'll say this. Gauging by how he was during closed beta, Xiao is certainly strong. But there is a huge but. He is extremely selfish as a character. You know, think Razor and maybe double that. Not only is he a solo carry who is Anemo, which means you won't get powerful reactions with Xiao, but on top of that, his burst skill burns his HP, so it forces you to keep a lot of your skills CD up to facilitate him during his burst phase. And there isn't anything wrong with that. I am simply stating this so you know just how demanding and how greedy of a playstyle Xiao is. And for those who have never ran a solo carry on their team before, this could catch them off guard. And that's it for this video. I wish you all the best during the giveaway. It's unfortunate I cannot give more away more often, as I would really like to be the Mr. Beast of Genshin or something if I was given that opportunity. And with that being said, remember to like and subscribe to be notified of the giveaway. I'll see you all beautiful and epic gamers in tomorrow's video. Until then, stay safe and peace.